Cloudheim is an action RPG, and what makes it interesting is that it mixes dungeon crawling with managing an actual shop. And your base is literally on the back of a giant flying turtle named Odin Shell. The game's combat is super physics heavy, where you can kick exploding barrels at enemies, pull down pillars to crush enemies, and basically everything breaks and reacts to what you do. You can play this solo or with up to 3 friends. So here is how it actually works. You start by choosing a class, and there are 4 of them: Strength, Magic, Speed and Vigor. Each one changes your weapons and abilities completely. For example, the Strength class gets hammers and big swords. Speed uses daggers and dual weapons. The combat is all about building combos. You can grapple enemies toward you, do ground pounds, kick things around, and you have a dodge roll. The game's world structure is kind of unusual. Your main base hub is this turtle called Odin Shell, and you build your entire base on his back. You clear debris, place furniture and set up crafting stations. The big thing here is that you're not only collecting stuff for yourself, but you are managing an actual shop. So you build stuff like sales tables, put items on them, ring a bell to open your shop, and then NPCs from other realms come through a portal to buy your stuff. You can either sell raw materials or craft them into better items first. The more stuff you sell and build your reputation, the more customers show up. The whole shop system is honestly pretty satisfying if you're into that loop of gathering materials, crafting items, and watching customers buy your stuff. It breaks up the combat nicely, but I could see how some people might find it interrupts the action flow too much. But this was not the case for me personally. You travel to different islands through portals. Each island has its own theme and enemies. One is frozen and icy, another is a desert wasteland, stuff like that. The dungeons are randomly generated with different layouts each time. The enemies can be pretty tough and come in groups, and you will find boss fights as well. When you finish a dungeon, you get a bunch of crafting materials, gold and sometimes heart fragments, that permanently increase your max health. The game's crafting system has this thing called Nesha, which is basically a creature with a bottomless stomach that you feed unwanted items to, and it gives you random rewards in return. You can also do stuff like fishing, gardening, cooking, alchemy and blacksmithing as you unlock more systems. Your weapon types gain experience as you use it, and leveling them up unlocks new abilities and combos. The game allows you to kick almost anything, and they actually fly and do damage when they hit enemies. The game has bounce pads that launch things around, cannons you can shoot enemies out of, and many of the environments are destructible. As for the co-op, everyone shares the same weapon and ability unlocks as you progress. You can revive teammates in combat, and the game's difficulty scales based on how many people are playing. The game's early access version has 5 islands to explore. The game has tons of weapons and skills to mix and match between the 4 classes. The base building has furniture for decoration and functional stuff. They are planning to add more areas, quests, weapons, and base upgrades before the full release. And that sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.